All right, this week on the show, we're going to be fearlessly questioning, finally opting out with none other than Ann Handley. And if you remember, we had this scheduled back in, I think it was October, but due to some crazy scheduling conflicts, Ann had to graciously reschedule. And this is the day that we get it. It's going to be the absolute best way to kick off 2015. And I'm looking forward to this one. It's been a long time coming, and I cannot wait. This whole topic, this whole idea, was sparked by Ann's bold talk that she gave, not at this Inbound 14 at HubSpot's conference, but the Inbound 13, where I first saw it. Actually, I was at the conference and I didn't see this talk live. I came home and punched myself in the face for a couple of days for missing it, but thankfully the power of YouTube had me covered and I was able to catch it after I got home. And after I watched it, I said, one, it's a surprise Ann has ever really left any indoor facility ever. Because if you, and I'm going to link up to this thing because you have to watch it before we do this show. Because, if you hear Ann's story to, how she started as a kid and just kind of the way that she went about her business and to obviously the person she is today, it's insane. And there's so much that I can take away from that. I will have a hard time picking just a few things. We only got 30 minutes, but we'll try and get it done. But the question that I think comes out of it the most that I want to share, or at least get out of Ann, it's the idea of, does opportunity feel like annoyance? And I say this because there's so many times that people have the ability to do something or have an opportunity, but they don't take it for whatever reason that they have created in their heads, essentially opting out. And that's why Ann told her story of how she opted out from things. The actual title of the show was Follow the Fear. And obviously, since it's called, our show is called Fearlessly Questioning, I didn't want to do a show Fearlessly Questioning, Following the Fear. Too much fear going on. But I think it's very important that we get a handle on this because recognizing opportunity is so hard to do. And none of us are looking for it. And it drives me absolutely crazy that this happens. I cannot stand, people that I work with, I'm friends with, that I talk to all the time, I see tons of opportunity, and all I hear from them is reasons why things can't happen. I want to meet, and this is something that if you're one of these people, please email me, joey@fearlesslyquestioning.com, because it drives me nuts. I don't have enough of these people in my life, but I'm so tired. And even people that you would think that are not like this are. I'm so tired of people who tell me reasons why something can't work or can't be done, as opposed to, I want to find the person that says, let's go, yeah, let's do it. Sure, it can happen, no problem. That say to themselves, the first thought is, yeah, that can happen, that's not a problem, as opposed to saying, well, here's why it can't, or here's why you're going to have problems, or here's why it's going to be hard. Well, sure, it's going to be hard. Everything's going to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. We obviously know this. And it's the lack of imagination, it's the lack of ability to perceive opportunity that I think is holding a lot of us back. And okay, so that's the first step. You have to actually see it first. But once you do, then it's having the actual ability to execute and take action on it. That's what goes hand in hand with this. So that's what I'm hoping Ann is going to be able to deliver, because she's obviously been able to see plenty of opportunity and act and make things happen. And that is ultimately what I'm hoping will be happening on the show this week. And again, like I said, I can't wait. I'm so excited to hear Ann's thoughts. And I kind of wanted to take an opportunity to rant a little bit off of this. I haven't done this for a few shows, but at least my personal take, our one-on-one time here, I haven't taken the opportunity to do that. And I wanted to say to you, and this is my question, and obviously it's I'm recording this on the it's January 2nd, so the day after New Year's, and I want to say I don't know, maybe I'll write something to this effect, but I want to tell you, or fearlessly question, why I hate New Year's resolutions. It drives me nuts. I don't know if you're like me, but here's the thing, and everyone gets all worked up and it's, hey, this is what's going to happen, this is what I'm going to do, these are my goals, and that's great. Obviously setting goals, I'm not going to argue with that, but why I hate New Year's resolutions is if you need something like this to motivate you to do something that is supposedly that important, I think you've already failed. And I think whatever New Year's resolution you set is just for your own kind of, I guess I don't know what I would call it. I guess it's for your own peace of mind, but that's not even quite it. It's just to make yourself feel like you're doing something that is worthwhile. And I say that because if you're going to do something, one, it shouldn't be a resolution for a specific period of time. It should just be, listen, this is what needs to be done, and I'm going to do it. And and when I'm going to try not to get too hostile on this, but so it really comes down to, and being a parent, anybody that's a parent out there kind of knows this. So it's like when you're raising your kids, there's just certain things that need to be done, but the kids don't know why. They say, why? They don't understand. They don't have enough information. They haven't been around long enough to understand that, listen, if you want this to happen, this needs to happen first, or you need to do this to make this happen. And for whatever reason, there are so many things that we kind of let that just kind of carry along with us into adulthood. And as we do these things, it's like, why? I don't want to do that. Why? We constantly say, why? I don't want to do that. Why? I don't want, well, okay, fine. Then you're going to continue to be able to complain about whatever it is that you're complaining about for as long as you want to keep complaining about it. And that just, in and of itself, is really the whole reason the show exists, because it's to stop that type of behavior. It's saying, listen, I don't care if it sounds crazy. I don't care if you've never considered it. I don't care if it makes you uncomfortable. I don't care if it's something that you never thought would be a possibility. It's saying, well, I guess I might have to consider and making myself better at that. I guess based on everything that I've learned, everything that, the way that the world has changed that I have been unable to foresee, to predict the future, which I doubt. If you can predict the future, well, you're probably not watching this. But once you've come to grips that obviously you can't predict the future and you didn't know where you were going to be at the end of today, at the end of tomorrow, at the end of next week, at the end of next month, at the end of this year, 5 years, it doesn't matter. Just because you haven't been able to predict that doesn't mean that should stop you from doing what is necessary. Because just because you can't understand exactly what's coming doesn't mean you can't adapt and meet it halfway. And that's why I hate New Year's resolutions, and that's why I think, who cares if it's if it's the middle of May, make a resolution, whatever it is, whenever it happens, whenever the time is right, whenever you are made aware of something, whenever you see opportunity, that's when you change, not now. If you're just waiting for this time to change, well, fine, maybe give it a shot. Baby steps are better than anything, but you're just giving yourself an excuse to feel better about not doing something. And that's ultimately what it is. And some people stick with it for a couple weeks. Some people actually might change and hold the New Year's resolution for the entire year. But from my experience, they're kind of worthless. I never set them. I haven't set them for as long as I can remember. I've never liked the idea. If it's worth doing, then do it. Period. If it's these temporary states of being. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe you're saying, Joey, that you're crazy. You can't just be, full bore, cold turkey, just like that. Maybe, but I don't like it. It drives me nuts because it's saying, well, I'm just going to be that much better for this amount of time. It's kind of like anybody that grew up Catholic. I grew up Catholic. You have Lent, and Lent is like the time leading up to Easter, and it's 40 days, and you give up something for Lent. And it's like, well, if I'm going to give up something for Lent, why don't I just give it up? If it's something that I'm giving up, well, why do I need it? And that's the kind of approach and attitude that I take with things, and that's why I hate anything that has to do with short-term temporary change, as it's just a waste of everybody's time, because it's saying, well, I'm only going to be this good for this amount of time, and then after it, well, it just doesn't count. It's like a diet. A diet is the perfect example. It's the understanding of the concept that you will not just perpetually be in shape forever because you dieted for 30 or 60 days. It's not you worked out for a couple weeks, so you're always in shape. Some people feel like that, and I think that's kind of, I don't know, there's probably some psychological term for that, but that perpetuation of that feeling, it makes it last a lot longer. It's like you keep telling yourself, well, I did this 2 days ago. I'm guilty of this just as much as you are. But again, being aware of that, it's saying, well, I did this 3 or 4 days ago. Well, knowing that, well, it's every day. It's whatever you thought was the last time you did it that you felt good about. Well, chances are you probably need to do it again, and you probably needed to do it a lot sooner than when you thought about it. And I don't know, a little hostile today. I don't know. I'm starting the new year on a little bit of even more aggressive tone, but these are the types of things that really get me worked up, because as I see people, oh, Happy New Year, what's your resolution, all this kind of stuff, the sameness that floats around during these times. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the community and the connection and kind of everybody doing something. That is probably my favorite thing about this holiday time is that everybody just kind of, regardless of what you do, a few days of the year, Christmas being probably one of the biggest, is that everybody just takes the time to stop and do pretty much the same thing in their own way. And I like that. It's a calmness that doesn't exist, and I do appreciate that. It's a little more chaotic now that I have kids because, when you were a kid, you just kind of got to enjoy the whole magic of it and the fun. Now when you're a parent, you have to create the magic. So creating the magic is a little more exhausting than just enjoying it, obviously. But still, it's fun to see it experienced on the other side. And I think that is a pretty good rant to get us warmed up for what Anna's going to have to say, talking about opting out and really about the idea of, opportunity awareness, I guess, if you will, and the ability to say, listen, okay, I'm not going to be annoyed by it. I'm going to say, hey, this is an opportunity. And I like that, and it's usually going to hopefully be something that's for the positive. And I'm really excited. I hope you are too. We're going to be doing this live January 8th. That is a Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern as our regularly scheduled program continues into 2015 here, and really can't wait to kick things off. Of course, if you are listening to this on the site or wherever you're listening to it, would really appreciate you to, for one, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, you can do that on iTunes, Stitcher. Head over to fearlesslyquestioning.com. There's a big box right in the middle of the homepage there that will subscribe you to the email updates. But really, if you could, just pass along a review, a rating of some kind somewhere to tell people that this might help them or that this is what you get out of it. Or again, ask your own fearless question in there. Just don't pat us on the back. I don't care. I don't want that. I don't need that. Ask your own fearless question. But do it there so people can know that this is a place that they might want to check out. We greatly appreciate that. If you want to do that, you can do that by going to fearlesslyquestioning.com/subscribe, and that's going to take you to a page where that'll link out to the iTunes and the Stitcher pages, and you can go ahead and leave those things. So if you're in your car, you're on a run, or whatever you're doing right now listening to this, feel free. You can do that when you get back to your desk. fearlesslyquestioning.com/subscribe. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. A little bit longer, kind of back to it's been a while since we've kind of hit close to the 15-minute mark. We're approaching 13 minutes right now, and I really appreciate you taking the time to sit here on, as we commence this new year, kind of go in this thing together. We're going to do it in a pretty spectacular way, I feel. So come back with us. I will be talking with Ann, and I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I'm Joey Giangola. Hey, take it easy, everybody.